Oh no, you don't have keys for your filing cabinet in your office. You've never had them maybe. In this video I'll show you how to deal with this. I'll show you the tools and what's involved here. So if you take a look at this lock, they are often unnumbered. Just for contrast, here is another one. This one has a number on it. This one says 140. I'm moving the camera around to make it obvious. So this one doesn't have it. So if you have it open, good. If you don't have it open, you're gonna have to pick it open. Once you have it open, this is what you're looking at. The lock opens and closes with this tailpiece rotating through 90 degrees. As you don't have a key to it, what you need to do is remove this screw from the back here. I've loosened it, that's why this tailpiece here is wobbly. So with a screwdriver, you're gonna need a screwdriver to loosen it, but that's pretty much the only tool you need for this. And you need to remove the screw, and when you do, this whole lock set just slides out like this. Done. What you need is a new lock set. They come in a package like this, and it says Cam locks. Here is one. Manufacturer looks like this. I opened one. Obviously this ring and all remaining parts of the lock stay in place, because I can just take out the core with keys. The new ones come with keys. The keys will have numbers. This one is C415A. So this person gets keys that the same keys will open this one and that one. Cool. So this needs to go in. Take the key out, and you can see that these plates here spring out. These plates only fit one way into this lock set here, this way. They, in any other orientation, they are not gonna lie flat like this. It goes in vertically or horizontally. This went in, looks like it's all the way in. Nope, it's not enough. Still not deep enough, because this rectangular tailpiece needs to be showing on the inside. So this is how this needs to be rotated. These spring plates need to face down. That's how the rest of the lock set here is installed. And now you have this rectangular feature at the back exposed, and just mount your tailpiece on it with the screw. Obviously don't cross thread it. It's difficult to hold the camera and push the lock from the outside, hold everything together and the camera. Okay, there we go. Obviously needs to be tightened, but just for show and tell. There you go. And it's fully functional, so it's gonna lock the cabinet this way, so it doesn't quite catch something on the underside of the next drawer. But that's a bit of a puzzle that you need to get ready for. Okay, so this one you can see it's dead straight. On the old one you can see that somebody bent it slightly, because they knew when the key was in it that it was hitting something. So what you do is take off this one, put the one that's purposefully bent. One is even more so. So I'm gonna have to take this one apart. So I mounted this old tailpiece, which is slightly bent in that direction, and tighten this screw. Let's see how it works. Perfect, it works flawlessly. Okay, so this can be operated this way, or it could be from here the other way, whichever way it feels more natural, depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed or whatever. So that can be changed as well. I'll show you. In this orientation, the tailpiece starts here and finishes vertically. However, when it's open, now the key is vertical, and when it's locked, it's horizontal. If that's confusing to your brain, then do it the other way around, like it was the first way. It was locked vertically and it was open horizontally. It's very easy to, again, change direction, take out that screw and move the tailpiece 90 degrees over. Very easy. So I turned the tailpiece back because usually this is how hardware is mounted, with the key slot vertical. That means it's locked just like on this cabinet here, not coincidentally. So that's how locks typically are mounted. Now the lock can also be installed in two ways. In this orientation, the zigs and the zags of the key are facing up. That's how this one works. On the other side here, and I don't have the tailpiece on this lock just yet because I just noticed this issue. It's gonna be not this way. It doesn't matter what you do to this lock, it's gonna be upside down. So to resolve that, you need to spin not the core but this part of the hardware. For that you need a wrench and you need to loosen the big nut just enough to spin it around. So I've completely removed this big nut and this tabbed washer, and this part of the lock simply just pulls out. There's just a smooth hole, so turn it 180 degrees. There, put the washer back on with the tabs lining up. Also, these sharp tabs are going to go back ideally in the same notches that it already made in the cabinet. So I'm lining up the lock this way and placing this washer with the tabs so that it catches the dents in the cabinet. Now the lock housing and the nut are both crudely made, and it's gonna take some force with the wrench to get them together in the position that you want. When it's tightened enough, you might find yourself the flat top not in the 12 o'clock position, so you might need to counter rotate it a little bit to straighten it out. In this orientation, the keys, zigs and zags, will be on the top of the key. That's how it's gonna go in. And of course, if that's annoying, and this is just for demo purposes, leave this one in place and rotate the other one on the other cabinet. It's very easy to do it. All right, so let's test this. So horizontal, it's open, and vertical, yeah, it's gonna be locked once we get this one into the slot above. So let's have a look at it. So this is the slot, this here where the tailpiece needs to find, and to fine tune it, it needs this wrench. So with the wrench in place, let's give it a little bending like so, and then see how this works. Getting there, and thereabouts. I dialed it into perfection. It doesn't need severe bend, just ever so slightly. You can see this interaction there. You can see the tailpiece sticking up there. I know it's out of focus, so it's locked and it's open, and the top of the tailpiece will also get into that slot once the drawer above is closed. So now there's absolutely no light to see anything, but that's how the one lock locks both the drawer above and the drawer below. And lastly, how do you find the right replacement hardware for your filing cabinet cam locks. So let me show you how this is done in the hardware room here. So these are the original locks that we don't have a key for, and I'm not finding one for them. Take these with you to the hardware store. Right now the hardware store is right here. There are several models that are available, and I picked these two and I worked out of these two. So in the hardware store, this lock's diameter and its length are important. You look at the packages and you measure up like so. You can see obviously this is much longer than that, so this one is not a good match. This one here, the core is longer here, but still not good enough. This one is an identical match for length and diameter. And finally, this one is a close match, but this one in my hand is shorter. So, of course, the product numbers will also reflect this. So this one starts with C8055. This one was 52, 53, 55. This is the winning one. And that's 60, just from this manufacturer. And the options could be overwhelming in the hardware store because there are bits and pieces for everything, and you need to look around really well to find what you need. So this is how you do it. Take these with you and match it with the hardware packages that you see.